South Africa's political landscape has once again turned into a battleground of accountability, efficiency, and perception, and at the center of it all stands President Cyril Ramaphosa's bloated cabinet. Critics say the government has become top-heavy, with far too many ministers and deputy ministers drawing hefty salaries while service delivery on the ground continues to crumble. The phrase on everyone's lips: too many chiefs, not enough Indians. In a time when unemployment remains stubbornly high and the economy struggles to find its footing, Ramaphosa's decision to maintain such a large executive team has raised eyebrows across the nation. South Africans are asking, do we really need so many deputy ministers? And more importantly, what exactly do they do? The question is not just about numbers, it's about results. While citizens battle with load shedding, water shortages, and rising food prices, the optics of a government with over 70 ministers and deputies appear tone-deaf. Each official comes with a salary, perks, bodyguards, vehicles, and travel allowances, all funded by taxpayers who see little return on their investment. The criticism isn't new, but it's becoming louder and harder to ignore. Political analysts have described Ramaphosa's cabinet as a balancing act of loyalty rather than merit. Every reshuffle, they say, appears to serve political interests more than national priorities. Coalition management, factional appeasement, and patronage politics have replaced efficiency and expertise. It's not about who can do the job, it's about who must be rewarded, one analyst noted bluntly. Opposition parties have also seized the moment. The Democratic Alliance has repeatedly called for a leaner cabinet, arguing that South Africa could function effectively with half the current number of ministers. The economic freedom fighters have gone further, accusing Ramaphosa of using deputy minister positions to silence potential critics within his party. Even within the ANC, murmurs of dissatisfaction have surfaced, as some senior figures privately admit that the cabinet has become too large to manage effectively. Meanwhile, ordinary South Africans watch with growing frustration. They see potholes that never get fixed, hospitals that run out of supplies, and municipalities drowning in corruption scandals. Yet, the same government that promises to cut waste continues to expand its executive structure. The contradiction is glaring, a call for austerity on one hand, and an expanding payroll on the other. Ramaphosa, for his part, has defended the structure of his government, insisting that the complexity of South Africa's challenges requires a comprehensive leadership team. But critics argue that this justification no longer holds water. A bigger cabinet doesn't mean a better government, said one civic leader. If anything, it slows down decision-making, adds red tape, and spreads accountability so thin that no one takes responsibility. The debate has reignited calls for reform of the political system itself. Many experts argue that South Africa's executive branch needs a complete overhaul, one that prioritizes efficiency, performance, and accountability over political loyalty. They point to countries with smaller cabinets and stronger service delivery as proof that less can indeed be more. As public frustration grows, Ramaphosa finds himself in a difficult position. On one hand, he must maintain unity within the ANC, a party still fractured by internal divisions. On the other, he faces increasing pressure from a restless electorate demanding visible change and leaner governance. The 2026 elections loom large, and with them, the risk that voters might punish a government seen as bloated, out of touch, and self-serving. In the end, the question remains, can Ramaphosa afford to keep so many chiefs when the Indians, the everyday South Africans doing the real work, are losing faith in the system? Until bold leadership takes precedence over political preservation, South Africa's cabinet may remain a symbol of excess rather than efficiency. And as the dust settles on yet another round of criticism, one truth rings louder than ever: a government that forgets to serve its people risks being remembered not for its promises, but for its failure to deliver.